You don't have to go far to know that healthcare costs are skyrocketing in the United States and in Florida. And I'm here to tell you about a trend that is developing. I've seen it happen time and time again, and that is allowing individuals and families to save hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars per year on their health insurance cost, and at the same time get the same or better coverage than they have at work. And I'm going to show you how to spend about 10 minutes of your time researching a website where you can find multiple carriers with multiple health plan options, multiple deductibles, and all you do is you go on the internet, get your information for your zip code and your date of birth, and you can get 100 different plans for your area. But before we do that, let's kind of rewind a little bit, and let me tell you about what used to happen. Okay, back in the good old days, you had a job, you got paid every 2 weeks, and your employer paid all or most of your health insurance costs. Okay, but what's happening now is that the cost of everything has gone up. Medical technology has gone up. Prescription prices have gone up, and the employers cannot afford to pay the whole premium anymore. So what they're doing is they're taking the costs increase and they're passing them on to the employees, which is expensive. And employees are seeing that their paychecks are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller because every time there's a renewal on the health insurance, the price goes up and the deduction becomes bigger. So what a lot of people don't know is that there are quality companies out there right now. I'm talking about name brands: United, Humana, Aetna, and Cigna, just recently Cigna, who are offering individual and family plans that have big company benefits, just like you get at work. They got co-pays, they've got prescription cards, wellness benefits, hospitalization, all the bells and whistles you get from a big company plan, and they're offering them to the individual and their families. So we need to show you a way where you can go on a website, research your area, find out what's available in your area, and you can compare to see what you're paying now and with your paycheck versus what you could be paying on your own, and then you find out how much you can save. I'll give you an example. There's a guy, we'll call him Joe, and he works for a big local company, and he's been there for many years, and his boss was paying for his health insurance up until a couple years ago. And what really gets expensive is when Joe added on his wife and his 2 children. And when they were added on, his premiums every 2 weeks are $330. So $330 is taken out of his pay every 2 weeks. And they sat down together, his wife and he decided that they could no longer afford that, and that he was going to drop his family and his kids. And then he found one of the websites we're going to talk about, and he found out that he could compare 4 different companies with about 100 different plans and find the one that most closely fit what he had at work, and his premium for his wife and the 2 kids would only be $350 a month. So instead of paying $330 every 2 weeks, he's only paying $350 once a month, and he's saving over $380 a month. But before we go there, I want to let you know that it's easy to do, and we're talking about name brand companies. And what you need to do is go on websites. There's one in particular I know of. It's called humanatampa.com. That's www.humanatampa.com. And you put in some very basic information, like your age, your date of birth, and your zip code. Because as we may or may not know, healthcare is based on where you live. Not where you work, but where you live. So it's very important to put your zip code in. And many times, if you live in an area that has military bases or there's a retirement community, the provider networks are quite substantial and the premiums are very, very affordable. Situations like we talked about with Joe used to be pretty rare because it wasn't that significant of amount of money. It was coming out of the paycheck, and it didn't seem like it was a lot of money because you still got paid every 2 weeks. But now with the increased premiums, it's not rare anymore. people are doing it every day. They are keeping the employer plan at work for the employee, and they're taking their family and dependents and they're putting them on a private plan, and they're saving hundreds of dollars a month. People, spend 15 minutes of your time to save 15% on your auto insurance. You know, that could be a couple $100s a year. But people, spend 10 minutes of your time, compare multiple companies on health insurance, and you can save possibly hundreds of dollars per month. That's thousands of dollars per year. And the sites that I recommend is, humanatampa.com. It's www.humanatampa.com. Plug in your basic information, see if you can save hundreds of dollars. See if that money that's taken out of your paycheck can be put back into your pocket, and maybe you could do other things with it, like pay for your kids' education or fund a retirement account, things like that. And I want to let you know that my name is Joe Phillip. I'm doing this as part of our community, work to talk about healthcare costs in Florida and also around the United States.